Hey guys, it's Emma here. So today it's going to be a bit of a different video. Today I'm going to be talking about why boats might sink in locks. I'm also going to be talking about this because recently we've had some problems with locks ourselves. But yeah. So sadly some boats have sunk in locks recently, and we've had some instances where we feel like when we go into a lock we've been rushed through them. So I thought today I would explain some dangers of the locks and why you should take your time through them. So one of the main reasons for a narrowboat to sink is for it to get caught on the sill. So the sill is always clearly marked. One of the reasons that you could sink in a lock is if your boat gets caught on the sill, and then when you go down, your boat obviously gets caught and then it can sink in the lock. So another reason that you could tip in a lock is if the front of your boat, like the button bit of the boat, if that gets caught on the lock, then you could tip that way if it just gets stuck. So another reason that you could sink or tip is if the lock is really leaky. So then if you have your bow doors open, water can go onto your bow, and if you get enough there, then you will sink or start to go under. Another reason that your boat could sink, tip, or get into trouble in a lock is if you leave your fenders down. If you leave your fenders down in a small, a tight lock, then they could get stuck on the walls of the lock since they are quite old, and you could sink or tip, or the boat will just stick and stay there, and you could get in quite a bit of trouble there. So when you go into a lock, sometimes the water flow of the paddles can be really strong, and it can pull you forward and backwards, which isn't always great. So if you are having this issue, then just try and slow down on the paddles, and the water flow should go slower. So in terms of lock safety, if you're helping somebody with their lock, you should always check with the driver to see if they're ready for the paddles to be opened, and once they say it's okay, you should always take your time to open them, because obviously if it's your own boat, you can kind of you can choose how fast you want your paddles to go, but with other people you don't really know how fast or slow you want that they want their paddles, so just always go slow. It's better than going fast. So another reason you should always kind of keep an eye on the driver is if something ever went wrong and the driver spotted it first. If you're not keeping an eye on them to see if everything's okay, then they could be shouting and you couldn't hear them, and then something could go wrong with the boat. Or if it's the other way around, the driver's not really keeping an eye on what's happening with the gates, and somebody at the paddles notices something, then you haven't got time to react. So recently we actually had some problems like this. So recently we went through 2 locks, and there were some people helping me, and while I was doing it, they actually were kind of rushing, and one of them for the whole time wasn't even, had just had their back to my mom. So obviously if something went wrong, that would be really bad because they probably wouldn't have heard her. So my mom was quite upset, mad about this. Even one of them, I was doing the paddles, and it wasn't even that hard. It's kind of good for me, for some locks, just for paddles, for me to just do it myself, because I build up muscle and stuff. But they actually took the windlass off me, and just did it themselves when I was just halfway through it. So obviously my mom was a bit upset about that. We just like to do our locks safely and slowly, because if there is ever a problem, then we can talk to each other really quickly, and we can sort it out. Okay. So we've decided to not show the footage of me doing the locks. Obviously there's still going to be some cruising after this clip, and there's 1 lock, but yeah, hope you enjoy it. No, it is. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, a subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I do a video, and comment on my social medias, my Patreon and my Gmail, thenarrowboatgirl@gmail.com if you have any suggestions for me. And I also do have a canal post address if you'd like to send me letters. But yeah, see you later. Bye!